Hello all you crazy people out there, this is Dragonite, and welcome back to the Harvest December demo. So, a couple parts ago, the main character just got smashed in the face by the spear, and in the last part, it's starting to look like we're gonna get smashed in the face by the spear again. How careless of me! I had almost forgotten I was a Tawada woman. She reached her hand out, and a servant passed her a wooden naginata. It had a blunt wooden blade, but it would still hurt if I was hit. Oh, so this is a different spear then, So it is not enough just to force myself on you. And I must force you to stay by my side. Yuki was wearing that determined look on her face now, just like the day I had first met her. And that was certainly something worth fighting for. That's right, glad you're back, Yuki. I picked up another weapon, a wooden kodachi, and weighed it in my hand. It was a short sword, something in the middle of a bokuto and a dagger. I have no idea what the first one of those is. I had actually wanted something shorter, but this was the shortest sword available. Double sword stance, but you don't have any experience. I'll find my own way. I mean, you're gonna die anyway. I held the sword in my left upright, and the sword in my right with the blade facing down. It was a little heavy, but manageable. Mashiro, Yuki! There was a loud thundering of footsteps. Oh, Ayumu-san. I was just about to begin. What is about to begin? What do you think you're doing, take Misaki-kun out of school like that? I looked at the man who had just stormed in, and my eyebrows lifted in surprise. Judging from the conversation, he must be Yuki's father, but he looked so young. If someone had told me he was in his late 20s, I would have believed it. But Ayumu-san, you said you were interested to know what kind of person he was, too. Besides, she brushed Ayumu aside. The two of them look eager to fight now. I'm not sure if that's... oh, fine. I mean, from what I've seen, this one's always eager to fight. And, yeah, calm down, Sine said, tapping on his shoulder. Have some of this. It's really good. Enjoy the show. It was popcorn. Sine was always Sine. This is one way to take the tension out of the situation. It's alright, I said without looking away from Yuki. It took a moment for Ayumu, good, I'm still reading that correctly, I think, to realize that I was talking to him. He turned to me. This won't take much time, I assured him. Oh, so he does want to fight. That's, perhaps not what I would have done. You may begin, Mashiro called out. I didn't like her commanding voice, but I took a step forward. Yeah! Alright. Ow. I assume that's how you pronounce that exclamation point anyway. Because her movements were large and I had time to react, I jumped back. But even so, the tip of the blade caught my shirt, and I was slammed against the wall. Just from the tip of the blade? Dang. I was expecting the blow, and yet I couldn't defend myself completely. I didn't like the situation I was in, not one bit. The Shiro Tawada was using her power to make me bend to her will. She was toying with me, trying to study me, read me for what I was. It wasn't something I could let her do. Yet I couldn't stop her, but still. Aren't you going to attack? I was. I will. Yuki moved so fast I couldn't see what was happening. I lifted my left arm in defense, twisting my body to the right instinctively. The naginata hit my kodachi, sending vibrations up my arm. It scraped my shoulder and swung up in a whooping arc, its blade barely inches from my face. Excellent, here we go again. But Yuki had already sprung backwards out of my reach. She clasped the naginata in both hands and thrust. I couldn't meet or blow with my kodachi again, and jumped sideways to avoid being hit. I landed on my shoulder. Ignoring the pain, I rolled. Ugh. I jumped up. I can read your every move. I was already breathing heavily. Yuki, on the other hand, had barely moved from the spot she began in. I realized she didn't attack me while I was down simply because she was giving herself time to figure out my habits when I fought. Yuki Tawada intended to defeat me thoroughly. Clearly. Unlike me, anxiously gripping on my weapon till my knuckles turned white, Yuki was relaxed. It wouldn't be so easy next. As if it was already. Yuki wasn't going to let me off just because she loved me, which I doubt she does, kind of, somehow, just a hunch. Haha. I couldn't stop smiling. This is the girl I was attracted to. This is the part of Yuki that intrigued me. Yeah! She thrust again. I knocked her naginata back with my kodachi. Immediately after, a slicing blow from above. I jumped back. Two buttons flew off my shirt. The bandage gauze on my cheek was ripped apart. Oh, fun. That's, exactly where you want to get hit. Because she had hit me on the shoulder, I couldn't control my left arm the way I would have liked to. How? But I still stood. The scar on my cheek had split open again, and it was beginning to bleed. Yuki's expression was stone cold, but the tip of her naginata shook lightly. I could tell that she was starting to have doubts. It's not like I haven't been in a fight before, I said. I wasn't sure what she read from my words, but she clutched the Naginata closer to her body, shortening its reach. It appeared she had decided to go for more control instead of weight. Why aren't you attacking? She questioned. Yuki was right. So far I hadn't even attempted to deal her a single blow. I was putting all my concentration in defending myself, countering. Yuki's Naginata wasn't something I could survive if I received a direct hit. That's why I kept up a defensive stance, and waited for the perfect timing. Oh. There should be, I feel like that should be one whole sentence there instead of two. I slowly circled Yuki, never breaking eye contact. I was beginning to understand the reach of the weapon. From the corner of my eye, I could see Kouai sitting next to Mashiro, who was looking amused. Why are you smiling? I stopped my feet, but I didn't answer. Yuki didn't have a patient personality. I was sure the fact that I didn't give her any answers aggravated her. She liked things straightforward. So, if I behaved otherwise, I was sure she would crack at some point. That was the moment when I had my chance. Toyama, how long has it been? What are you saying? I did say it wasn't going to take long. Yeah, 3 minutes, Biju answered after checking the time on his cell phone. Really, I had anticipated this would end in a minute. I might have taken that as an insult. I could see a flash of anger in her eyes. That was the moment when she lost her cool, but also the moment when I had my chance. Catch! I made my move. Hey! I tossed the Kodachi in my left hand towards Yuki. It obstructed her view of me for a moment. She snapped my left wrist again, and threw what I had concealed in... I snapped my left wrist again, it's a very different meaning of the statement, and threw what I had concealed in my palm towards Kouai. They were my house keys, what I had found inside my pocket previously. For a second, everybody in the room was distracted by the silver object in the air. Yeah! I swung my right arm up. Ah! And with all my might, flung the Kodachi in my right hand towards Mashiro. Mother! That was her mistake. I moved forward quickly. Catching the first Kodachi I threw in the air, I charged towards her. That thing lasted in the air a long time. Yuki's face twisted in confusion. But it was too late. There was no time. The distance between us had already closed. She swung her Naginata desperately. Ow. It hit me in the ribs. She knocked the breath out of me, but it wasn't enough to take me down. She needed more momentum. Her Naginata was too long. I lifted my hands between us. Leaning forward, I fell, putting all my weight on her. At the same time, I kicked up her right leg, which was the leg she was supporting herself on. Ow. So basically, that's like one of those tripping moves that you would use on your enemies in school in, like, 2nd grade. I heard her gasp. She lost her ground. I kept on falling with her. Thud. I really don't have to narrate the sound effects, I know. We hit the floor together. Yuki choked from the impact. But... don't move. With one hand pressing her down, I used the other hand to point the remaining Kodachi towards her. She stared at the wooden sword barely an inch from her face. After a moment, she went limp, admitting defeat. Are you happy now? I called out to Mashiro without taking my eyes away from Yuki. I kept my position just to be safe. She seemed at a loss for words. I noticed she had the other Kodachi in her hand. I had thrown it with all my force, but she had caught it without breaking her sitting posture. I felt Yuki let out a breath. She was slightly flushed, and her heart was beating rapidly. Heartbeat? Boob. Huh? She started hiccuping the way that people do when they begin to panic. Hand. I looked down at my hand, pressing it. You didn't even notice that? God. How do you... No. Yes. Receiving the blow to the cheek, I flew sideways off her, hitting the floor hard. I saw stars. As my blurred vision adjusted, I took a moment to appreciate Yuki's ability to pack such a punch from the ground position. She slowly stood up, swaying like a drunk. She made her way toward me. I wasn't able to think properly. I was stunned. But at the back of my mind, I was thinking it probably wasn't such a bad situation if she was near me. Erg. She sat on my chest. You! She started punching me from above. How could you? That deteriorated quickly. Ow. See, this is what I was expecting would happen from the onset. I know Tawada women aren't voluptuous, so what? We get tubby easily too, and we have small butts. But I won't. What? Anyway, Tawada Mashiro laughed out loud as if she was having too much fun. Misaki-san, really, you could have chosen a better time and place to perv. Miyu sighed, somewhat disappointed in me. See, I knew Misaki-kun would win. See? Yeah. It appeared Sene was betting on me. I was going through a pretty serious ordeal, but everybody else was behaving like they had just enjoyed some good entertainment. Yeah, are you alright? Kinda. And then I proceeded to black out. I thought of Yuki. I didn't feel too bad. Melting snow. Oh boy.